This video is brought to you by SoccerPro.com, bringing you all the latest soccer gear at everyday low prices with no membership fees. Don't forget to use coupon code SR4U at checkout for 10% off any order of $75 or more. Hey guys, Josh from SoccerReviewsForYou.com, bringing you an unboxing plus on-feet video of the brand new Nike Mercurial Veloce in the Sunset, Total Crimson, and Black colorway. If you guys could leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated as well. One thing that I want to get straight right off the bat is that there are no extras included in the box. I realize that the top end Vapor 9 comes with the string bag, but any of the takedown models do not include a string bag, so just keep that in mind. Again, I've taken the shoes out. There's nothing else inside this box. So I'll get the box out of the way so you can get a good look at the shoes. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are probably confused about the name changes on some of the Mercurial lines. Basically what has happened, if you look at the past model or the past line of Mercurials, it went like this. The Vapor was the top end, below that was the Miracle, below that was the Glide, below that was the Victory. Basically what Nike has done is they've eliminated the Miracle and the Glide, but kept the overall style of the Miracle. So that's what you have here in the Veloce. It's basically a new version of the past Miracle, just under a new name. What Nike has done is they've eliminated the Glide shoe altogether and lowered the price of the former Miracle under the name of the Veloce. So that's what the difference is here. And now instead of having three shoes above the Victory, there's two shoes above the Victory and one below, which is now called the Vortex. It's very low end. I'll perhaps bring it in one day, but it's not exactly the best quality shoe as far as I'm concerned. If you want to talk about the colorway on this shoe, this is kind of the first time I'm seeing the Sunset colorway in person, and it looks a lot different in person than I expected it to look. The color accuracy in some of the online stock photos is just not that good in my opinion. So if you want a better idea as to how these shoes actually do look, go ahead and check out the review page on my website, which you can find linked down below in the description. This Sunset colorway at the front here has more of a copper look than an orange look like I expected it to be. So you have kind of like a copper in the front, and then it fades to this very bright orange, which is that Total Crimson colorway. And then of course you have all the accents that you get with the new kind of graphics on the Vapor 9. You have the Volt swoosh on the outside, the Mercurial logo on the outside of the heel, the Volt Nike logo on the instep, the black laces, the Volt logo on the tongue, the Volt insole with the black Mercurial logo, then the matte black finish on the bottom with the orange and Volt accents throughout. So for the most part, I really like the look of this particular colorway. If we start with the upper, it's still the exact same material that we saw used on the Mercurial Miracle, in that it is a Teijin synthetic. It's really nice quality for a takedown model synthetic. A lot of low-end synthetics generally don't have that good of a feel, but they have used a Teijin synthetic on not only the top-end Vapor, but as well as on the Miracle. So for that reason, it's going to offer a nice quality touch. It feels nice and soft to the touch from right out of the box. One thing to note though about this is it is a little bit thicker than the top-end Vapor, and it does have kind of like a cheaper liner on the inside that I found, almost like a woven material that I personally am not a big fan of. But they did add it on there, so it's not going to have the same feel as the Vapor, but it will provide a very similar feel, and you'll get the justice or the idea of the Mercurial series, and that it's going to provide that barefoot feel. Also keep in mind that this has the speed control dimpled finish on the outside, just like the Fireberry colorway will have as well in the Veloce series. Also, like the Vapor series, if you buy the metallic platinum colorway of the Veloce, it's going to have that smooth faux leather finish just like the top end Vapor would, so just keep that in mind. So the Fireberry and the Sunset colorway have the speed control finish, and the metallic platinum colorway has that faux leather finish. The speed control, as far as the kind of aggressiveness of the dimples on the upper, it feels very, very similar to that of the Vapor 9, so nothing feels like it's dumbed down or anything like that, and it should provide a very similar feel on the ball, in that it's going to provide a little bit more grip when you're making harder touches on the ball like striking, and a little bit less grip when you're making softer touches on the ball like when you're dribbling. If you want more information on how speed control actually works and what my thoughts are on it, go ahead and check out the full written review for the Vapor 9, which you can find linked down below in the description. There is no ACC included on the Veloce model. No, none of the takedown models in Nike's shoes do have ACC or all conditions control technology. So again, just keep that in mind. It's one less thing that you don't have on the takedown Veloce model in comparison to the Vapor 9. You still got that same heel liner that you got on the Miracle, which also feels very, very similar to the top end Vapor. And if I pull out the insole so you guys can see that, it is a synthetic leather liner on the top in this Volt color, and it does have the perforations. The insole itself is a little bit thicker than what you're going to get on the Vapor, but personally I prefer this insole over that one, simply because it just provides a little bit extra cushioning. Obviously it's just not as light, but again, how much of a difference does a little bit of extra foam on your foot really make. If we look at the sole plates on here, it's exactly the same to what you got on the past version of the Miracle, which is now the new Veloce. I know it's kind of confusing, but the sole plate and stud pattern is identical. You still get the 2 studs in the heel, which are a little bit thicker in comparison to the top end Vapor 9, so they're not going to penetrate as easily, and they don't appear to be as stiff, but they're still going to do the job and perform very, very similarly. And then of course the same thing goes in the forefoot. You have the exact same stud pattern, just the studs themselves are not as sharp, not as narrow, so they're not going to penetrate the ground as easily, but again, they're going to provide a very similar feel in terms of traction. The sole plate itself is all plastic, relatively thin in my opinion, and while it does appear like there's some kind of carbon fiber inlay running through the midfoot and heel, I can guarantee you that it is just a sticker on the inside. There's no actual carbon fiber or glass fiber in the midfoot of the shoe. It's all there for looks, and it does look very good, but again, it's not exactly functional like a lot of people like to believe it is. But that's pretty much it as far as the unboxing portion of this video goes, and we'll move on to a quick weigh-in so you can see how light these shoes are. The Mercurial line is all about being as light as possible, so one would expect the Veloce to weigh in at least somewhere close to that of the top end Vapor 9, and that it does. In hand it feels very lightweight, and although it doesn't feel as solid as the top end Vapor 9, the weight in hand feels very, very close in my opinion. I did do a weigh-in of the Vapor 9 if you want to check that out. I'll leave an annotation on screen. Those guys weighed in a size 9 US at 6.9 ounces. This is a brand new pair I have here of the Veloces in a size 9 US. I'm going to weigh these for you guys in real time. And these weigh in at 7.7 ounces. So 0.8 ounces more than the top end Vapor 9, which is honestly not that much at all. Not a noticeable amount of weight on feet in my personal opinion. But again, it does weigh a little bit more, so just keep that in mind. That's pretty much it as far as the weigh-in portion is concerned, and we'll move on to how they fit in the on-feet section. Alright, here's a look at the Veloces on feet. And just like the Vapor 9, they have that very narrow, tight-fitting cut to them. So if you do have wider feet, the top end Vapor and the Veloce are probably not the best options for you, and I would strongly suggest looking elsewhere as far as getting a comfortable, lightweight synthetic cleat, because the Mercurial series is really narrow this time around, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I would say I have about average width feet, and I'm pretty much at the maximum of what this shoe can handle in terms of foot width. So like I said, if you do have wider feet, definitely stay away from the Mercurial line. It's cut even a little bit narrower through the midfoot in comparison to the Vapor 9 in my opinion. And then the toe box and forefoot feel very, very similar. I just feel like it's a little bit boxier on that of the Veloce in comparison to the Vapor 9, which is not a bad thing. It just doesn't fit quite as good, which is to be expected. The synthetic feels very soft from right out of the box, so I can't really complain too much. Again, I just wish that they didn't have that liner on the inside. I feel like it takes away from some of the softness and flexibility of the upper. And you can see if I just kind of flex my foot, it creases very little, a little bit more than it does on the Vapor 9. But as far as the amount of creasing that you're getting, there's not very much considering that this is a thin synthetic soccer shoe. As far as sizing goes, these do fit true to size. I'm wearing my usual size 9 US here, and the fit and the length is absolutely perfect on these guys. And as far as the colorway is concerned, I'm a big fan of this sunset colorway. It's definitely not as bright as I anticipated it being. Obviously, it still is a very bright colorway. You have the Volt and the Total Crimson, which is very, very bright. But this sunset colorway, which is kind of like this copper like I was talking about, looks really unique, and I'm actually a big fan of this particular shade of orange. But that's pretty much it as far as the on-feet portion is concerned, and I'll leave you to my final thoughts. Alright guys, that's it for my unboxing plus on-feet video of the brand new Nike Mercurial Veloce. Pretty happy with the overall quality of the shoe. The synthetic is very nice considering that it is a takedown model, and if you are looking for a lower end version of the Mercurial, this is definitely a good option for you if you don't want to spend too much money. Just keep in mind it does have that narrow cut, so please don't purchase this shoe if it's not going to fit you properly. As far as the full review is concerned, it will be up on my website, soccerreviewsforyou.com, in the next couple of weeks or so. In the meantime, if you want to check out that review page, you can find the link down below in the description, and you're going to find the high quality images of this shoe that'll give you a better idea as to how it actually does look in person, as well as buy now links with the best prices online, including some exclusive SR4U coupon codes that'll get you some additional discounts if you are interested in ordering a pair for yourself. If you have any questions regarding this shoe, feel free to leave me a comment down below. And again, if you could leave a like on the video, it would be greatly appreciated. If you're not subscribed to the channel already and you did enjoy today's video, be sure to hit that subscribe button for daily videos on all the latest soccer gear, including unboxings, reviews, comparisons, some free kicks, all kinds of stuff. Lots of fun on this channel. So again, if you're not subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button. That's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.